Bye now. This video here is about the government in Washington, here locally, and us getting enslaved on writing in different ways with the ex-governor, Inslee. When he was in there, they enslaved us and put other people that we love to confuse us at that time. That's how they tricked us with him, or we thought it was him. But so they put the tag, the field tag, in our miracles they have abused, and so on people that we are love and are heaven, and then they'll have him in there. And so since we are limited, we confused to think at some time that he was working with us, and then we thought he wasn't, and then we got tricked again here with the well, not just tricked, really. We didn't want the governor next one, because we knew that he was in the same plan as Insley already, because they wouldn't replace one that was holding us with the one that could free us. So we and it doesn't matter Republican or Democrats. All that matters is if you are a mafia member or not. And so here the next governor just more of a hold, but they enslaved us to write them in there like they were helping. And with that enslavement, with us writing them in there, we even that we didn't have a choice, and we didn't have a choice on removing them until today, when we finally got one of the bigger, the big mafia that is higher than all of them, that gave us a chance to take them out from being a lie support on us. And that's how it has happened in some of the things that nobody can, the regular Circlerers or whatever, the lower, they can't help us. They cut them out, and so we don't, in us being able to move on and say, no, this is, and we felt it, that it was wrong, and yet we couldn't remove it. And that's enslavement. Because they just clog your brain where you can't make that move every time you think maybe, that you could make it, and then they block others from telling you. Now, when you're enslaved and somebody tells you and you know the truth, you could do better, because you could go, and even in that you could be limited, depends on what they clog and how much. But there are Mafia members, both governors, and we suffered this, we suffered here along the way for a while, and we suffered in a way where our help in the circles couldn't help us enough to stop, like they did in the past. And so they enslaved us to write them in, and then they used that to block the Circlerers from helping us, removing pains or lowering it, because they used that as the local thing. And so since the Mafia, the Seattle Mafia, is local, and they used that as a strength for them that was hidden from us, and because we wrote them in, so then it was like we gave our okay, which we didn't, for them to decide for us. And so they were deciding to not let the other Circlerers that were helping us stop the extreme torture that we have been suffering here lately, because it just got more and more different ways. We have suffered extreme tortures different before when we suffered pain inside our body. We don't suffer the pain inside our body anymore, but it's on the outside. So that was a whole different stage, and that's our miracle, our doing, not the mafia. That we suffered enough inside the pains that we outgrew that inside our bodies, and now we suffer the fun, they focused on the ones we are suffering. But the ex-governor and the governor now, Bob Ferguson, when we were writing them, we started writing, we wrote that this morning, and they talked together, and we overheard them saying to the Seattle, here, the ones that are doing the work, to not stop because we didn't want to write all the tortures that we're suffering this morning, although we did suffer it the night and in the morning. We wanted the focus to be just on our message there when we changed them in the description that they are not support. And so they asked the Seattle Mafia to not stop the pain on to keep it going, so that way it's not, and this is a common thing that we had, but we overheard them, so our Lovey made sure that we got to hear it, saying not to stop the stuff on us, so it doesn't look like it's them, it's a confusion, like it's so that way the pain, the torture and the pain stays. It doesn't matter that we said this one was doing this, it stays steady and it stays ongoing, and so it's not really them. So yeah, for us and for others that are seeing it, they say that, and that's happened before. It doesn't, they're still suffering. They said that, and the mafia plans it that way. And we heard the two of them strategizing and telling them not to stop and keep the pain. We had a hopping intense pains on our body. Here the late, early morning, night, and our eyes. Always the eyes, and that family for the eyes, we're gonna make sure that they suffer it. I'm not afraid of you. We're gonna go after you in a big way, because you deserve to suffer before you die. Before we sentence you to death, we want you to suffer here before we get you in the afterlife. Because the evilness of the I family is immense. And for you, we know how that laser tastes in the pain in different areas, but for some here, a few that suffer some of that, and they think it's natural, is like the glaucoma, or you suffer in a smaller way. We or in a short way, and then you go do a surgery or whatever. But some remove their, replace their eyeball, thinking that's removes the pain. And it depends. For some, they would remove the pain matching with the surgeries, and for some, they would give them the pain after, or do like the surgery didn't work. There's all these things that they do with it. So that's laser. You don't have to suffer that. So we overheard the two strategizing on that, and then and tell them not to stop. And then after we said we're gonna do a video that talks about it, and that you said not to stop, and then they talked again, and we overheard that again, saying what to do now. Okay, like they pulled out from that, but they are Mafia members. So because they're talking directly to the ones that do the work on us and telling them to do or to not do. And the only way, the only way you are that is you are a member in there. So they're strong members. So really, when we knew both more about it this morning, we overheard them. we felt really screwed, because how do we get, how do we get the Seattle police? Some of them were trying to help us, and Bellevue police. How do you get any help when you have the governors and the government of Washington over? You're screwed. When you have Trump and you have the other mafia in there, federal. Other than if you have some strong love that come, which they haven't. Put us on TV, or come, or help our daddy or Cyan come to us in a safe way. Other than if we have that, we have all these powers over us working with the mafia. But both Jay Inslee and Bob Ferguson are criminals on us in a big way, and we are gonna you're gonna suffer us. Again, it really doesn't matter, because when we believed you, Jay Inslee, that you were love, you didn't do love, and when we don't, it really doesn't matter. But we are your judge, and you're gonna suffer along with the new criminal on us now, along with you. Here and after. Bye.